Could a Southeast Asian country be the mysterious land of Ophir from the Bible? Welcome to our exploration of the theory that places the Philippines as the biblical Ophir. Let's jump straight into it. Ophir, a land steeped in mystique and allure, is referenced multiple times within the pages of the Old Testament. It's described as a place of unimaginable wealth, brimming with gold, precious stones, and exotic goods. Yet its exact location has remained a baffling enigma for centuries. Now, imagine a theory that places this legendary land in the heart of Southeast Asia, specifically in the Philippines. Yes, you heard it right. The Philippines, known for its vibrant culture, diverse wildlife, and pristine beaches, is also a contender for being the biblical land of Ophir. But what could possibly link this modern-day archipelago to an ancient land mentioned in the Bible? Well, there are a few clues that have led some to make this connection. First, let's look at the Bible itself. In the book of Kings and Chronicles, it's mentioned that King Solomon received a cargo of gold, silver, sandalwood, precious stones, ivory, apes, and peacocks from Ophir every 3 years. Interestingly, many of these resources are native to the Philippines, and the country has a long history of gold mining, predating the arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century. Moreover, linguistic analysis has also revealed some intriguing parallels. The term Ophir has been linked to the word Pilipinas, the Filipino name for the Philippines. Also, some ancient Filipino scripts bear a striking resemblance to Hebrew and Phoenician scripts, adding more fuel to this fiery theory. The idea might sound outlandish, but stay tuned as we delve into the historical and cultural context that fuels this theory. We'll be looking at various factors from ancient maritime trade routes to cultural practices that might just make you see this Southeast Asian gem in a whole new light. So, could the Philippines really be the land of Ophir from the Bible? Let's continue to unravel this fascinating theory together. The Bible speaks of King Solomon receiving a wealth of treasures from Ophir, but where exactly was Ophir? Over the centuries, scholars have teased apart the threads of this ancient mystery, weaving a tapestry of theories. The most popular theories place Ophir in Africa, India, or the Philippines. Let's explore these in brief. Africa, with its vast reserves of gold and precious gems, was the first to be considered. The Bible's references to ivory, apes, and peacocks, all common in Africa, seem to support this theory. However, the absence of a clear historical or linguistic link between Africa and ancient Israel makes this theory less likely. Next, we travel east to India. The Indian subcontinent, rich in spices, precious stones, and gold, was a hub of ancient maritime trade. The Sanskrit word Suvarnabhumi, meaning land of gold, was used in ancient Indian texts to refer to a region in the southeast, which some believe could be Ophir. Yet, the lack of conclusive archaeological evidence keeps this theory from being widely accepted. Lastly, we sail further east to the Philippines. The archipelago, blessed with abundant natural resources, has been a significant player in Southeast Asian trade since ancient times. Gold, a significant resource in the Philippines, was a major component of the wealth that King Solomon received from Ophir. The linguistic similarities between Hebrew and some Philippine languages, along with archaeological evidence of ancient trade, make the Philippines a compelling candidate. However, the exact location of Ophir remains a mystery. It's like a puzzle piece lost in the sands of time, leaving us with an incomplete picture of our ancient past. Despite extensive research and exploration, no theory has been able to provide a definitive answer. But as we delve deeper into this enigma, we find intriguing clues that lead us to the archipelago of the Philippines. From linguistic similarities to archaeological evidence, these breadcrumbs on the trail of history whisper of a connection yet to be fully understood. While Ophir's location remains uncertain, we find intriguing clues pointing to the Philippines. What makes the Philippines a plausible candidate for being the biblical Ophir? One can't help but ponder. It's the country's rich natural resources, particularly its historic abundance of gold, that sets it apart. Immerse yourself in the golden past of the Philippines, a land where gold was not just a symbol of wealth but a part of everyday life. For centuries, this archipelago has been blessed with an abundance of this precious metal. From the mountains of Luzon to the riverbeds of Mindanao, gold has been woven into the very fabric of Filipino culture. In the pre-colonial times, the Filipinos were already masters in the art of goldsmithing, creating intricate pieces that stunned the first Europeans who set foot on their shores. Imagine finely crafted golden necklaces, armlets, and even ceremonial masks, showcasing a level of craftsmanship that was far ahead of its time. This wasn't just a hobby or a pastime, it was an integral aspect of their society, deeply tied to their traditions and beliefs. Archaeological evidence further strengthens this connection. The Surigao treasure, unearthed in the 1980s, is a testament to this. A collection of over 1,000 gold artifacts dating back to the 10th century, this treasure trove provides a glimpse of the Philippines' golden past. Each piece, whether it be a vessel, a diadem, or a sash, tells a story of a society that valued gold not just for its economic worth, but for its spiritual significance too. Indeed, the Philippines' wealth in gold has been well documented throughout history. Ancient Chinese traders, Spanish colonizers, and even present-day geologists have attested to the country's rich gold deposits. This historic abundance of gold, coupled with the ancient gold-working culture, makes the Philippines a compelling candidate for the biblical Ophir. Yet as we delve deeper into this intriguing theory, we find that it's not just the gold that links the Philippines to Ophir. There's more to this narrative, a story that transcends gold and delves into culture, history, and identity. The Philippines' golden past does make it a compelling candidate for Ophir, but there's more. The cultural practices of the ancient Filipinos also provide fascinating links to the biblical descriptions of Ophir. As we delve deeper into the cultural connections, let's cast our gaze towards the Philippines' maritime tradition. The ancient Filipinos were known for their seafaring skills, and one such testament to this is the balangay. The balangay, a large plank-built and edge-pegged boats, were used by the early Filipinos for trade and exploration. Now let's turn to the Bible. It speaks of the ships of Tarshish, known for their long voyages to distant lands for trade. The similarity between these two maritime traditions is striking, and it adds to the compelling argument that the Philippines could indeed be the biblical Ophir. But it's not just about the boats. Let's take a linguistic voyage. There are certain words in Filipino dialects that bear a striking resemblance to Hebrew. For instance, in the Visayan dialect, the word for mother is ina, which closely lines up with the Hebrew ima. And it doesn't stop there. The word for father in Visayan is ama, which mirrors the Hebrew abba. These linguistic similarities may seem coincidental, but they add to the mounting evidence that the ancient Filipinos and the Hebrews might have had a shared history. It's intriguing, isn't it? The cultural practices of the ancient Filipinos, their seafaring traditions, their language, all seem to echo the biblical descriptions of Ophir. Of course, these are but a few examples. There are many more cultural connections that researchers have unearthed over the years. Each one adds a piece to the puzzle, drawing us ever closer to the answer. So, as we continue to explore this theory, let's remember that history is a tapestry, woven from countless threads of evidence. Some threads may seem insignificant on their own, but together, they create a picture that can change our understanding of the past. These cultural connections add another layer of intrigue to the theory. So, could the Philippines truly be the biblical Ophir? Let's take a moment to weigh the evidence and the main points supporting this theory. The Philippines, an archipelago in Southeast Asia, has long been known as a land rich in gold and other precious resources. This aligns with the biblical descriptions of Ophir as a place of wealth and abundance. The country's ancient cultural practices, including gold craftsmanship and maritime traditions, also resonate with accounts of Ophir. Moreover, the linguistic connections between the ancient Hebrew language and some Filipino dialects provide compelling grounds for consideration. Some researchers have pointed out similarities between Hebrew and Filipino words, such as the word for gold, which is ginto in Filipino, and zahav in Hebrew. The two words share a phonetic similarity, and both languages place the same value on the V and B sounds. However, like any historical theory, the proposition of the Philippines as the biblical Ophir has sparked scholarly debates. Some critics argue that the evidence is circumstantial, and that there are other places, such as parts of Africa and the Middle East, that also fit the biblical descriptions of Ophir. Others point out that the linguistic connections could be coincidental, a product of the vast interconnectedness of human languages. The debate continues, and it's important to note that establishing historical truths often requires a careful balance of available evidence, interpretive analysis, and scholarly consensus. The theory of the Philippines as Ophir remains an intriguing hypothesis, one that enriches our understanding of the country's past and its global connections. Whether or not the Philippines is the biblical Ophir, exploring this theory provides a fascinating lens into the rich history and culture of this Southeast Asian nation. Through such explorations, we not only delve into the mysteries of the past, but also gain insights into the complexities of historical interpretation and the enduring allure of lost lands and ancient civilizations.